Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Sky Factory 2. So in between episodes, I've been a little busy. I set up a harvester and managed to collect that giant redwood tree. And I also used a pick to work my way up to a heroic level, I believe, to a axe. That my Manulin pickaxe is now a master. Wow, I almost filled up that next level too, and I was able to gather quite a large amount of wood and basically cleared it off. And in the process, I was actually been finding fluid cows all over the place. So I think I'm ready to lay out the remaining cows, just to prove that I've gathered up the 20 cows for a. Why can't I click this? Oh, that's because that's the one that's open. Okay. So here's a... Oops, I missed what kind of cow that was. Oh well. Here's a water cow. I'm not sure I need a water cow, but, it counts. And so I can pretty soon just load them up in the milking area, and that should gather up all of the... that should meet that achievement. All of the fluid is being piped through ender fluid conduits through the tesseract down to the factory level down here on the machine floor. It's actually feeding into the forge system here through the. I have a tesseract for solid material, and then over here. I should have a right here. The RF prime is set up to receive fluids, and then that's dumping the fluids out here along this pipe into this holding tank, where fluids are being piped down into appropriate storage containers and or basins that are producing blocks that are being pumped back into this ender chest, which is feeding the ME system. So that's working out pretty well. So over here, not much has changed. However, I've started the beginnings of a new reactor floor. So here I've set up a simple reactor which is producing 11,000 flux per tick right now, which is feeding into, whoops, I have to actually feed something here. Let's feed the RF prime channel. Did that change? Nope, still. Okay, good. So the idea here is that I want to be able to disassemble my lava farm here, because the lava farm is just, I think that's what's actually the source of the lag for my pretty low frame rate. Anytime I'm in this area, it seems to be acting up. And so what I've done is I've actually created a Bedrockium Drum. So over here in our Bedrockium Drum, I've stored 3.1 million millibuckets, so 3,144 buckets worth of lava in this drum. I had to disconnect it because it was actually feeding too fast, and it drained this entire tank. So now the Bedrockium Drum is actually easier than I had expected, because it's Bedrockium ingots with a cauldron. The pressure plates are actually just gold, so that's pretty simple. And the Bedrockium ingots I can make from triple compressed and quadruple compressed cobble right here, which is actually a fairly simple recipe because I am just swimming in both triple. I still have 33,000 remaining, and quadruple. I set up a formula where I can just whip it up on the spot from the triple compressed cobble. So once this is down, I should be able to move the lava farm. I think that I don't know what I'm ever going to need this much lava for, but yeah, I figure might as well just store it and then move to a RF-based reactor system so I can replace all of these lava generators. So these are nice, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not really producing that much power. If only because I think some of it is being limited by these energy conduits. These don't actually produce a lot of it only produces 40 RF per tick, and there's not that enough to matter, and this is still feeding the RF prime channel. So out here, yep, RF prime. So this is where the liquids are going in and coming out down there on the machine floor. So I just accidentally flew into a portal from the bottom. Wow. How did I do that? Alright, so I am going to fly back to the overworld. Give me a second. Alright, here I am back in the overworld. So I've also started dismantling the farm. I've transferred everything over here to this new farming station with a set of vacuum hoppers and a manulin hoe. And I think that the hoe itself is probably I need to find something better. It's here, that'll fix that. Durability. Sure. So that'll clean that up. The problem with the hoe is it's just not lasting long at all. So I was trying to find a new of my choices of hose. The Zavisio, while it says that it's unbreakable, it's actually 8,500, which compared to my 400,000 RF manulin, this just isn't holding up. So my other choices are here with a draconic hoe. I can store 10 million RF, which will be the durability of the hoe. So, but to make this, I'm going to need a lot of awakened draconium, and if I'm going to go to the trouble of making awakened draconium, I might as well use it for armor and that sort of stuff that I can be ready to take on the Chaos Dragon when it's time. So now one thing I did do is up here I have crafted a flower, magical crop flower for every type of seed in the game. So the only one I have not put in as a seed is Terrasteel, because that is something that I am not far enough along with in Botania to be able to craft yet. So let's throw this back. Whoop. Alright, let's grab that back out of the system. And let's put that back, not in the hopper, but in the farm. And now we see that it is gathering up material again. Great. So So all these items are being absorbed into the, thanks to the vacuum hoppers, are being thrown into the ender chest where they are being absorbed back into the ME system. Now I've not expanded the energy core yet. It's still storing 9.8 billion RF, which is a pretty good amount. The crafting area here, I've expanded a little. I've added a couple more automatic crafters, and I've transported the Matter Condenser over here. So the Matter Condenser is actually, yes, so the Matter Condenser is taking a cobblestone feed and dumping it into here where it's generating stored energy, and I believe every time it ticks up to 256, it should be kicking out a singularity. So the quantum, alright, so let's take a look in our ME system. Yes, so we have a singularity. So these devices are what we're, oh, I have 7 of them. That's kind of weird. How did I get 7? I should have a, okay, I guess this has been running for a while. How much cobble has this been consuming? Sorry, let me take a look. I'm still at 148 million. I'm still consolidating. Okay, I have 2.2 million left in this container. I have another 18 million being absorbed here. I should probably, okay, let's take these guys off. I don't think I need that many singularities. So let's slow the rate at which I'm throwing items into the condenser. Right, so the condenser, okay, is producing singularities. So singularities are what we need to create a quantum entangled singularity. And the quantum entangled singularities are what produce a quantum field ring. And so the quantum field ring allows us to create a wireless gap where we can transport our ME system and hook it up to other parts of the map without needing to be next to each other. So let's try breaking apart our singularity. Alright, now here we are over at the Lucky Block area. And what I've done is I've made a little basin here where I'm going to throw the singularity down on the ground. I'm going to place a tiny TNT and a lever. And what this should do is that the TNT will detonate and nothing happened. Alright, so let's try again. Alright, take 2. Now here we have a TNT next to a singularity, and let's set it off. And nothing. Alright, let's pause. Alright, here we are, take 3. So what I really needed to do was apparently mix a TNT to set off a singularity with a ender pearl dust. And with that, I should be careful not to actually pick up the device. So let's trigger the explosion. And I now have 2 pieces of quantum entangled singularity. Great. So let's head back to the ME system and start crafting. Alright, here we are back at the ME system. So what I was thinking of doing was building a quantum field ring to connect the ME system back to the tree harvesting section of the base. So that way I can fix that problem where all the saplings are being absorbed into the ME system and not really returned. And I don't think it would be good to run ME cable all the way back down there. So let's try this. So what we're going to need to make this work is we're going to need to make 2 pairs of 8 quantum field rings and a chamber to go with it. So if I go to quantum field, so here's the ring and here's the quantum link chamber. So starting out, I'm going to need at least 2 of these. So let's set up for quartz glass. I already have that formula. And then for these, I'm going to need a bunch of energy cells and the and logic processors. So it might be easier if I set up a formula for this one while that's running to are these going to, no, these are, they all say they're the same, but I wonder if I mix and match them, is that going to, it's probably a bad idea. So let's make sure I keep those stacks as they are. So let's make sure I can grab 1, 2 of these. Then for the ring, let's step back to this side. I'm going to need the additional logic processors. Technically I only need 1, I guess, in order to make this pattern. But I think it will be really easy to actually make the pattern quantum rings. That way I can order them up in bulk and just have the ME system make all the products for me, because I'm going to need 16 of the quantum rings. Which is going to require a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll stop back when that's actually done. Alright, let's check in and see where we are. So the quantum rings will require a little bit of power in order to run. So let's make sure we have enough energy conduit. I might actually need the other kind of power, which is I might need the AE power, which is used by the ME system. You can see here I have I have 16,000 RF, and there's a certain amount of applied energetics fuel that's necessary. So let's start crafting the quantum ring and see what pops out. So I think I'm going to make it over here against the edge, and I should need 8 of these blocks and then 1 of the quantum link chambers in the middle. Okay, and so like this, it's now formed a multi-block of a quantum ring. And so to make this work, we're going to need to hook up, let's try, see if we can hook up, nope, power won't work here. So let's go with a straight old-fashioned cable. Let's see, which color should we use? I guess I can go with this cyan, and that should hook up here. And bam. Okay, so now the quantum link chamber has lit up, indicating that it is energized. So what I'll need to do is place one of the pairs of a quantum singularity into the center here. Now I need to craft the receiving side down below. Alright, now here we are in the old machine area section of the base. So up here in the ceiling is the planter, which is going to need to grab the material out of the ME system. So what I'd like to do is find a good placement, which I guess could just be right against the ceiling, for lack of a better place. So let's see if I can place it like so, or if it needs to be upright, which I do not know. Nope, okay, it does not. Great. So then this is going to need I believe it's going to need a power source. Well, let's place in the other half of the quantum entangled singularity. Yes, it is not currently powered, so we will need to find a way to energize it. Alright, since we saw we cannot directly plug in a conduit to the quantum ring, I think what we'll need to do is make a device called a energy acceptor. So what this appears to do is act like a converter between RF and AE power, which is what is used in the AE devices. So I'm going to need iron, quartz, and a fluix crystal. So let's grab these out of the system. Alright, so here we have iron, quartz, and fluix crystals, which should be able to make our energy acceptor. So let's throw this guy up here on the ceiling, and I forgot that bug. So let's try again. Let's not click on the ceiling. So here we have a energy acceptor, and so it's hooked up to the RF system. It has hooked up to the dense cable, and the dense cable is now hooked up to the quantum ring, and the quantum ring is hooked up with our quantum entangled singularity. So we now see that we are using 0 of 32 channels. So let's see what we need to do to install a... Okay, so we're going to need to build a export bus where we will need at least 2 capacity cards, and then we will need 2 acceleration cards. There we go. There's our capacity cards. So let's hook this up. Well, we're going to need one more thing. We'll need cyan glass cable to hook up to here. And voila. Add in the capacity cards and the acceleration cards. And we see that now this device is online and that the cable is consuming 1 channel. And so that means that we should be able to start pumping out material. So let's grab a couple of devices to prime the export bus. So we will need a oak sapling. Let's just try this. 1 oak sapling. Up, and here we go. We're now starting to pump in the items. And so what I'm going to do is go through and populate the rest of the of these 7 saplings, and then I'll touch back at the base. Alright, now here I am down at the reactor level. So what I'd like to do is build another one of the quantum rings underneath the reactor so I can properly feed this chain with Yellorium from the ME system. So I've already hooked up another quantum chamber upstairs with a reactor singularity named quantum entangled singularity half, and that'll go in here. And so again, I need a way to power the quantum ring. So let's grab a energy converter. Where was that block? Not the energy extractor. Let's grab the energy acceptor. Man, I'm going to have to craft another one. Great. I should probably make a formula for this. So let me go do that. Alright, now here we are back at the reactor level. And what I want to make sure is that, and what we'll see in a second, is that the ME system cannot be hooked up, cannot be powered from the corners. So these small quantum rings are just for display, and what I really need to do is hook up the energy to one of these one of the four primary sides of the device. So let's place that there. Let's put in a where did I put my conduit? Let's grab a little bit of Ender energy and dink dink dink. Let's make sure that this is in send and receive, and there we go. Alright, so now we are powered, and we should be able to hook this up to the ME system. And I think to do this creatively, let's try making a let's grab a chest, and probably just one. I'll need some cable. I've got some red glass cable. I'll need a export bus, and let's try exporting the Yellorium. Well, let's try that. Okay, so how am I going to do this? So let's try hooking the cable under here. We'll put the chest here. And then we'll put, actually what I really need is a storage bus, because I think what I can do is treat this chest. Okay, device missing channel, device online, great. And I'll plug in one Yellorium, and hopefully, no, that's not going to work. Alright, so what I should do is hook up I'll go back to the export bus concept. So, export bus plus a red cable, and we'll put Yellorium here so that way Yellorium becomes exported to this chest. It's pretty much the smallest chest I can do, and then from here I can put in a extraction and insertion to feed the access ports. So from the ME system, we'll need a servo and some warp conduit, warp item ducts. Dink, dink, dink. Okay. And that will go with no redstone And you can see here that should, if I take out the Yellorium here, it should, yep, pop in another stack. Great. And so that should cover all of our Yellorium needs for autofilling the reactor from the ME system. Alright, here I am back down at the fluid cow milking area. So I have 20 fluid cow containers right here, and over here I have slots for all of my fluid cows. So what I want to do is just make sure I have a reusable, both of these are in use, so let's quick craft up another reusable safari net. So these are pretty simple, gas tier and an ender pearl. And what that will allow us to do is continuously right click when we need to pick up the cows again. So let's start off with emptying some cows into the system. So here we have a firewater cow, a sludge cow, mushroom soup. Alright, hey buddy, get back in your container. I see now that I need a little bit of glass here. Oh, I use the borderless glass. Okay. So let's grab some borderless glass. And that should contain the cow. Great. Ow. I should have used limestone. Anyway, so continuing our adventure here. Let's place down. Where the heck did he go? He's falling in the floor. That's great. Okay, moving on. Here we have a essence. Now that's interesting. It says breeding item wheat. So I didn't know that you could actually breed these guys. Nah, I think it's lying. Because I tried the wheat and I didn't get anything. So let's throw down a firewater. Well, we already have that guy, so let's pick him up and put him with the other one. Molten gold, nice. Pink slime, not so nice. Molten cobalt, very useful. Pig iron, it's alright. Water, yep, that's Rusade, not so useful. More essence, so you can go over here. And let's get rid of our chickens. And liquefied coal. Fluid fairy molten. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Bronze. Purifying fluid. Pocophenium. Hollow tears. And I think that covers 20 varieties. I have one last one. Actually, two more. Not sure where I'm going to put them. So let's just put them down over here. One guy can be, whoops, not there. Purifying fluid and liquid death. I remember that guy. So let's transport our purifying fluid over here with this guy. And purifying fluid can go over here. I don't know if I need three cows, especially since I'm not sure what it even does. And let's grab that other liquid death cow and then move him into the into an empty. Let's throw him back down over here with hollow tears, and there we go. That should be enough for everything. So I think that covers the achievement. So each one of these is going to be milked by the rancher, which when this ticks down to idle will load up the fluid. The fluid will then be transported back down to the factory area. And so let's head down and see what is waiting for us. Let me grab this guy and move him over here. Great. And now I have 20 fluid cows. So let's head down to the machine floor and see what's waiting for us over here in the... Alright, so purifying fluid. I thought I had set up a rule for that, but I guess not. So we're going to need to set up some more drums over here. And let's drop just a couple down. And we're going to need some more ender fluid conduit. So, oh, and while I'm at it, I should probably grab a bucket. The logic here is that, let me grab one out of the tank. So that way when I set this up, I can create a filtering rule here. So when it extracts, it only whitelists the purifying fluid. Great. And so I can empty this back into the drum. So here we see we have our 2 buckets worth pumping in. Alright, so I'm going to set up drums for each one of these. And I don't know why it consumed the bucket, but let me just work through all the drums as stuff is filling up these tanks, and then I will be right back. Alright, let's do one final update of the achievement board. So we've made our full trunk of triple cobble. We've made our fluid cow farm. We've made Bedrockium. And what I really need to do next time is work on the awakening ritual to make awaken Draconian Moor and start working on a wither farm. So let's make a note to do that. So in the achievement book itself, we have a lot of draconic items to make. and still working. So we've transformed a nether fortress into dirt. We've used cryostabilized conduit, and we have the formulas to make it, so it's just a matter of going through and upgrading everything. I don't know if this goal is to do 100% of the base, but I've kind of shown that I'm able to do it, and it's not a challenge. So the only challenge is to replace the whole base's worth, and I don't know if that is the intent. And so I've gotten 20 different move fluid cows, and I've automated the milking. I don't know why I would use diamond blocks. The reactors actually, the diamond is a terrible material to use in the reactor. I think it's just a, to make a 32 by 32 by 46 size reactor, and then just to waste all that diamond in it is kind of silly, just to accomplish a goal achievement. But hey, it's in the list. So to make a resonant energy cell, I figured I would need somewhere around 180 Stirling generators, each powered with lava, and that would allow it to fill up in 3 minutes. So that is quite a crazy goal to do, but it is not impossible. Max size farming station for 20 crops. I'm not sure if that means 20 individual seeds, which I have already done, or does that mean I need 20 stations, each which that are max size? Yeah. And so lastly, I filled my trunk with triple compressed cobble. So with that, I am going to call it an episode, and I have a lot of goals still ahead, and I will see you next time on Sky Factory 2. Bye.